Hey guys, this is Vol, and bringing you another TVZ. It seems like all my commentaries lately have been Terran versus Zerg, starting with Dream Team Anomia versus, Dream Team Yudang versus Spirit and Anomia, and then obviously there was the 4GG versus Jadong finals, and now I'm commentating on sEpIrOsE up against a Revival, ScM. Yeah, I think it's ScM. Forget his clan tag. Anyway, it's Revival, the name of this player, and Revival is the green Zerg at the top right, also the 3 o'clock position, mid right, and sEpIrOsE is the left hand side Teal Terran. And the map is Python, of course, as you guys can see. Yeah, so hope you guys have been enjoying the videos lately. I posted a video about Diablo 1, had a lot of fun playing that recently, and I'm hopefully going to be getting back into some first-person Brood War videos. Anyway, back to the game. We've got sEpIrOsE putting down a bunker, well, not a bunker, a supply depot, sorry, next to his ramp, looking to wall in. And we've got a 9 pull from Revival, so that wall-in's really going to work out quite well for sEpIrOsE if he can just totally block that off. Although, having said that, it's quite difficult to make sure that your wall completely walls in, so to speak, on maps like this. And there's the barracks. As you can see, he's got just enough room for a supply depot in between that, but I'm not sure if that'll actually prevent the Zerglings from running through, because as you know, Zerglings are quite anorexic little things, and they can squeeze through the tiniest of gaps. Looking over at the 3 o'clock, we've got that gas down just after spawning pool, so that's gas instead of hatchery, of course. So it looks like a very aggressive build coming out here from Revival. And as you'll see, 3 drawing straight to gas, trying to get that speed upgrade as soon as possible, and 3 larvae being formed for Zerglings straight away. Okay, and sEpIrOsE has scouted to the 12 o'clock, hasn't seen anything, and he's heading straight over the 3 o'clock, so he will see those Zerglings before they head out, and whoa, double barracks by the looks. And he'll be putting that second supply depot in the way as well, so this build of sEpIrOsE, it seems like he was just expecting a 9 pool or something. I mean, really expecting this build, because this is just exactly the kind of build you want to do as Terran if you are up against an aggressive Zerg build like this, and I think this will play very well for sEpIrOsE, just so long as Revival can't break through this wall, and I'm just a bit worried that Revival will indeed be able to do that. Looks like he has actually got enough gas to upgrade Zergling speed now, given the fact that he's taken drones off, and wow, gas and Academy, so maybe it's not so much that he was expecting 9 pull, but the fact that he was had something else in mind. Here come the Zerglings now. Looks like going to be heading up the ramp and looking for a way in. And are they going to get past? No, the SCVs have blocked it. Oh wow, these Zerglings are actually heading right around the barracks, heading straight in and totally surrounding the Marines. These Marines are not going to survive this. The Zerglings are actually going to be able to kill them, even though there's only a few Zerglings left. And if Revival follows it up with a few more Zerglings, he's going to be able to break through very easily. Here come 2 more. sEpIrOsE has got 2 more Marines up, and the Marines very weak against single Zerglings just attacking like that. And of course, sEpIrOsE is bringing SCVs off the line to try and defend, but Revival's got 2 Zerglings in space. He's going to see that sEpIrOsE's plan was not actually to go for that fast expand, and that's quite dangerous, because if the Zerg plan knows that the Terran player is not fast expanding, there's all sorts of nasty things that they can do. And I like that. The Zerglings are trapped behind the mineral line, and the SCVs just come in behind to take them out. And then going straight back, but Revival's still got more Marine, what are they called? More Zerglings following from behind and just breaking through the weakness in the wall. Now that it knows what it is. Wow, this is a terrible wall. This totally sucks. That the Zerglings can just run straight through there. You may as well just have no wall at all. It's really painful. And as you can see, he's got a low number of drones, but he's got the 2 hatcheries, and sEpIrOsE, of course, has kept a lot of SCVs off his mineral line, not really doing much mining there at all. And, well, yeah, Revival's still creating Zerglings. I really think he needs to have stopped by now, because sEpIrOsE has managed to beat this off. He's taken casualties. Revival's definitely made that build order of his worth it, with the amount of kills that he got and the amount of disruption he did to sEpIrOsE's economy. He's really got to get his own economy back off the ground now as well, and he's not going to be able to bust in with these Zerglings, I'm pretty sure of it. So, yeah, he's just sort of teasing around the ramp, trying to get some Marines to follow him down, but that's not going to happen. sEpIrOsE will have them either out of sight range or hold positioned. Very unorthodox start to the game. Quite excited for this already. sEpIrOsE, if I didn't mention, is probably one of my favorite Terran vs. Zerg players ever. He's so good at TVZ. He's got excellent Marine micro. It's just amazing. Some of the moves he pulls off are just wow. How did he do that kind of stuff? And definitely recommend watching them. I personally just, as soon as the sEpIrOsE replay comes out against Zerg, I immediately download it and watch it. I'm just so impressed by him. It's just like watching a pro player, but there's more replays of him basically, and he's kind of got a little bit more flair than that. And just of course moving the barracks to a different location just so they're easy to macro and sort of out of the way a bit more. And a small group of Marines out in the field with 2 5-bats, so they're going to be able to put the pressure on. I really feel like the intention of this move is just to put some pressure on the Zerg, to make them a bit more worried about expanding really fast to a third gas, or just making him put up some more sunkens. If you can achieve that, then that's really good. He's not too worried about the Zerglings chasing in from behind. There are indeed 2 sunken colonies. Revival's not really taking too much of a bait there. He knows that sEpIrOsE is just a bit wary of Zerglings perhaps rushing in behind him, or just countering by the time he gets to that natural expansion with more sunken colonies, and he doesn't really, well, not so much more sunken colonies, but just the combination of Zerglings and sunken colonies to beat him off. So both players are aware of the fact that the Marines can't really punch through in their present state. But sEpIrOsE is taking the opportunity to finally get that second command center. But in the meantime, looking at revival space, he's already got that spire nearly completed, so those mulists are going to be on top of sEpIrOsE, and I'm not sure if he's going to have the resources to be able to build enough missile turrets to really defend his entire base, and that could be dangerous, especially with those Zerglings threatening him from the front, because if revival was to bring mulists around to sEpIrOsE's main base, then he'd be forced to bring his full medical marine force back into his main to defend that Mulisk attack, but that's when the Zerglings can simply charge into the natural, so that's going to force bunkers to be needed from sEpIrOsE as well. There's the +1 weapons being upgraded. Taking a look at that expansion, it's nearly finished. The 3rd barracks going down, so fairly wise choice against Mulisks. I think he's upgrading range at this point as well. Taking a look around the map, there's the Mutilisks now, and ooh, haha, he's upgrading Mutilisk armor. So this game is if it hadn't been turned into a very unique game just from the opening play, it's taking an interesting turn as well now, because the Mutilisks are going to be +1 armor, and that's a rare investment from a Zerg player. It means that the Zerg feels he's got enough of an advantage to want to go for a serious Mutilisk harass and really commit to Mutilisks, or at least some kind of air unit. Maybe he'll be planning on attacking up later to Guardians or something similar to that. I mean, that's the only other reason I can think of for +1 other than just mass Mutilisks and constant harassment with rebuilding Mutilisks and not even moving to lurkers at all. But here are the Mutilisks now, and just looking for an opening. He hasn't got too many of them. Remember, he spent quite a lot on Zerglings, and I love that clever move there with sEpIrOsE, just using his 5-bats to put them in the bunker just in case the Zerglings show up at the natural. The downside of that is that the Mutilisk, of course, are going straight for that bunker, and that very wounded Marine goes inside the bunker before that happens. Here come the Zerglings streaming in. This is not going to work for Revival. He's just going to be totally incinerated by those 5-bats, as you can see, flaming from the bunkers. And a better choice for Revival would just be to attack with the Mulisks, as he is doing now, keeping some pressure on the sEpIrOsE. But I feel that sEpIrOsE is in a good position here, really staving off the main thrust of Revival's attack, and Revival expanding to the 12 o'clock as he needs to really get some economy going, and maybe he can just stick to those 3 expansions while he continues to produce Mulisks and put some pressure on. But again, I mean, there was a real trade-off at the start of the game with those Zerglings being created. This means that sEpIrOsE will have a slight advantage later in the game because there'll be less Mutilisks. But of course, I mean, you got to bear in mind that sEpIrOsE did lose out a lot at the start with a lot of kills to SCVs. Well, SCVs not mining and so forth. Deep breath. Gotta stay ventilated, otherwise my face basically turns numb at the end of every 30-minute or 40-minute replay. And just judging by the replay length, this looks like it is turning out to be going to turn out to be a long game. But I'm really looking forward to it. I love to see what sEpIrOsE can offer later on. And these Mulisks trying to snipe at stuff, but they're not getting that many kills. They're definitely not going to be able to kill that engineering bay. They're just harassing. sEpIrOsE really just needs to keep building SCVs, keep building Marines, and he's going to be really well placed in the mid-game to totally dominate unless either there's some really quick hive tech and some effective hive tech, or lurkers. And it looks like hive tech, judging by the Queen's Nest. There's no Hydralistin around at all. And I'm loving sEpIrOSE's missile turret placement around. It's just totally preventing those missiles from doing any damage to the upper ground main area of the Terran base. So it looks like they're trying to lock down the bottom, but they just can't get rid of that single bunker, even with the 2 Marines firing from it. I love the micro there with the SCVs just pouncing sort of back and forward between repairing and dodging hits. And that way sEpIrOSE has managed to really prevent a lot of damage from being taken from the SCVs while keeping the bunker alive, and that's very important. Starport now going down. I think sEpIrOSE is very aware of the plan here. It looks like the bunker's going to go down. The bunker has been destroyed, so that's a pain. I'm not sure if Revival's got that many Zerglings to attack with, but there's the bunker going back down again. Yeah.